Hey guys, I'm Devin de Lima, and this week I want to talk about the Power Rangers film that just came out from Lionsgate. I know I promised that this channel would not just become a Power Rangers channel, but I have so many feelings that just need to be said. The first part of this is going to be 100% spoiler free, and then we transition into spoilers, so don't worry, but just a heads up. Okay, so overall, I loved this film. It's not without its faults or just like weird things, so it's not perfect, but if someone as a fanboy is obsessed with Power Rangers as me can actually enjoy this film, then I think a lot of people are gonna like it, fans and other people alike. I feel like there's a lot of things in it that speak to wider audiences, and honestly, the biggest parts of it show that it's just a genuinely good film. The actors are pretty amazing all around, and the amount of post-production that this film endured is intense. The CGI is well done and believable. Overall, very, very impressed. I will say before I move into some spoilers that the characters are all believable and there's motivations for literally everyone, something that the TV show wasn't the best at providing. Seeing a cast of superheroes in a big budget film represent so many different races is refreshing too. Seriously, there's a black male, an Asian male, a Latina female, a white male, and an Indian female on this team. It's something that not even the show is usually capable of accomplishing as well as this, so it's just awesome. Okay, now we're moving into spoilers. If you do not want to be spoiled for this film, do not watch the rest of this video. Disclaimer. So the use of Eltarian, I think that's how you're going to be saying it, language is awesome. The fact that we hear Rita, Zordon, and Alpha all speak another language is something that I think has been completely understated by critics and fans alike. They had someone invent a new language, for God's sakes. It's so amazing. Also, Rita, while mostly just the original character in name only, is honestly better than the original character. She's barely a character in the TV show. This film recognized that and stripped away her lackeys to give her something to do. Absolutely fantastic. Let's talk about each of the Rangers. Jason, the fallen football star and Red Ranger. Dacre Montgomery tries his best to not let his Australian accent slip throughout the film and unfortunately fails a couple times, but hey, you know what? Who cares, because he's natural as hell. Seriously, what a superb actor for this character. Zach, the adrenaline junkie who lives with his sick mom in a trailer. On paper, that sounds like a terrible 180 from the TV show, until you realize that Zach in 1993 was just a fun-loving guy who hated bugs. Seriously, that was it. Seeing him get some depth to him was great, and also that sometimes his greatest strength could also be considered his greatest weakness for the team, and it's just kind of very well done. Billy. He's literally on the spectrum and it's handled very, very well. Seriously, I was apprehensive about this character because of how it sounded on paper, and if they had a different actor, it probably would have gone terribly, but honestly, they knocked it out of the park. Seriously, I went into this movie expecting Billy to be my least favorite part of how I had heard that they were handling him, but it ended up being like my absolute favorite part of the film. Was Billy. Trini, the most wildly different from the 1993 version of her character, and I'm still not sure how to feel about it. In the 90s, Trini was the heart and soul of the team, who was also very meek and quiet, and she also had a distinct fighting style to her. Here, Trini is a new girl who is sarcastic and kind of caustic in her dialogue more than once, and while I think that Becky G handled the character extremely well, especially as a new actress to the scene, I would have liked to see a bit truer characters in the 1993 version. So everyone kept calling her Trini instead of Trini, which frankly feels like it was a conscious decision, but it just like bugs me. Her name's also the only one without a last name because the original was named Trini Kwan, so instead they make an ongoing joke about how no one can remember her name at all, and honestly it's pretty genuinely funny when everyone keeps calling her Dee Dee. Kimberly, the fallen Queen Bee, who I don't know if I'm supposed to feel bad for or not. Seriously, her entire arc is that she's sad because her friends cut her out because her friend sent her a nude photo of herself and she shared it with her boyfriend at the time, and then it got around and Kim's being punished by these girls, but like, why wouldn't she be? Then it's supposed to be like, yeah, screw those girls who cut her out, but really it's hard as an audience member to not side with them. I feel like it should have been Kim's photo that got leaked instead, and then all of this would have made a lot more sense. I appreciate them attempting to tackle something like that, but they really fudged it up. The other ancillary characters are Alpha. Loved him, sarcastic, and realistic to the point that he lets the Rangers know casually that they're probably gonna get murdered by Rita if they don't shape up. Great performance by Bill Hader. Zordon, finally some depth. Zordon has forever been jokingly seen as a dirtbag in the fan community for years, and the fact that they gave Zordon some ulterior motives to his needing the Rangers is kind of amazing for this film. Rita. Elizabeth Banks crushes it as this character, and she's genuinely terrifying, to the point that we watch Rita ripped the false teeth out of a homeless man because she needs gold. There's a scene where she shows up in Trini's bedroom, and honestly, I wanted a longer fight between the two, but it was absolutely incredible to watch Rita and unmorphed Trini go toe to toe. So, Big question here, what is the major missteps of the film for me? The zords. Well, just the Mastodon Zord, really. I'm sorry, but why does it have 8 legs? I know the director said that it was an alien technology that adapted to the dominant species on Earth, and then that doesn't make sense, because why wouldn't it have just lost 4 legs then? It's obvious it's because it was easier to animate, and that's kind of a cop-out. Plus, the trunk doesn't bend and there's no hump in the back. Seriously, all the other Zords look like they're dinosaurs. There's a reason why Bandai got their hands on the concept and made a mold of it firing a web, because it looks like a damn spider. Really disappointing. The use of the Go-Go Power Rangers theme. They literally lifted the 1995 version from the original film and just pasted it in. Why even use that at all? It's super awkward. It also just disappears super quickly as soon as it's introduced. It's just jarring and a total misstep. Almost all the Ranger action we've seen in trailers and commercials. Seriously, they morph and they fight huge putties and then that's it. Time for Zords. Really underwhelming. Felt like they needed to be more in suit action because what we saw of it, how little it was fantastic. Overall, this film is great. It utilizes Power Rangers as a backdrop for a very real, intense story of teenagers coming of age together while all struggling with real issues that will or will not go away. Its heart is in the right place, and for that alone, I welcome any sequel that may come out of this film. Could it be the next big franchise for Lionsgate? It's highly possible. I just don't know where they're going to go after they introduce Tommy as the Green Ranger, and that's kind of exciting. If you've seen the film, or even haven't, comment down below. What are your thoughts on it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you a fan growing up, or were you just forced to know about its existence by a younger sibling or a child in your life? I want to know. Also, don't forget, I'm doing a new web series every Tuesday and Thursday called Ranger Reviews, where I discuss episodes of the original TV series, so be sure to check those out too. Make sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe. I put out new videos every single Saturday in addition to those videos on Tuesday and Thursday. And I love you guys so much, and until next time, later!